Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this really Christmassy, sparkly, holly leaf inspired bracelet. You can also make a choker or a ring. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the bracelet, so let's get started. So to make a holly leaf bracelet you'll need some size 8 seed beads in green and red. You'll also need some 3mm crystals. If you don't have these, you can also use size 8 seed beads for that part as well. And some 2mm red crystals, and if you don't have those, you can use size 11 seed beads in red for that part instead. You'll also need your clasp for your bracelet, your beading thread. Any of the beading threads should work for this. It doesn't need any kind of structural hold or anything because it's a flat bracelet, so whichever beading thread you prefer, and your beading needle. Let's get started. So begin by threading your needle and then pick up 4 of your size 8 green beads and slide those down. And then you're going to sew up through the first bead so that you have this. Now you're going to pick up one of your green crystals and you're coming out of this bead on the bottom in this direction. You're going to go through the bead on the top in the same direction, like that. And make sure that that crystal sits on the top. Now you're going to pick up another crystal. Coming out of this one, you're going to go into the next green seed bead. Pick up another crystal and go into the next green seed bead. And again, pick up another crystal. Coming out of the bottom green seed bead now, you're going to go through that one on the side, through the next one. And last one of this row, pick up a crystal, you're coming out of this one here. You're going to go straight into the next green seed bead. And pull that tight. Now you should have this. Now I'm going to move my thread through this crystal. Okay, so now we're going to pick up 4 more green size 8 beads, and you're coming out of this crystal through the bottom, you're going to go down through the top. So that you have this. Now move through that next green seed bead, and then you're going to pick up a crystal, go straight into the next bead in the circle. And pull it tight every time. Now pick up another crystal, and you're coming out of this green seed bead, you're going to go straight into the next one. And again, pick up one crystal, go straight into the next green seed bead. Now we're going to move our thread through this crystal and through the next green seed bead. So now you should be exiting out of this green seed bead here. You're going to pick up your crystal and go through the one opposite in the same direction. So you're coming out of the bottom of this one. So you're going to go through that one that's right opposite. In the same direction. And when you pull that down, just encourage that crystal to sit on the top. like that. Now you need to move your thread down through that next crystal. And now we're going to add one of the groups of the red beads. So this time we're going to pick up 4 of your red seed beads. Come back through this crystal on the opposite side to make a loop and pass through that first red one, same as we did before. Now on the bottom and the top we're going to be adding a red crystal, but on this side we're going to be adding a green bead. So for the bottom you're going to pick up one of your red crystals and go straight into the next red seed bead. Now on the side you're going to pick up one of your green crystals and go into the next red seed bead. And on the top you're going to pick up one of your red crystals, go into your next seed bead, and then you're going to travel through this green crystal and the first red seed bead. So now you should be exiting out of that red seed bead there at the bottom. You're going to pick up one of your red crystals and you're going to go down through the one directly opposite it, the red seed bead directly opposite, in the same direction. Pull it tight. Now you should have this. So now you need to do 2 more units of the green. So start by picking up your 4 green seed beads, go through that crystal to create a circle, and then you're going to sew through the first seed bead, and then you're going to add 1, 2, 3 green crystals in between those seed beads. And down through that crystal and through the first green seed bead. So once you're in that position, then you're going to pick up your green crystal and go through the seed bead opposite in the same direction and through the crystal. Make sure it sits on top and pull it tight. Now we need to add another green unit, so pick up 4 of your green seed beads, sew through that crystal that you're coming out of on the opposite side, through the first seed bead in that group, and then we're going to add 1, 2, 3 green crystals in between those seed beads. Then you're going to move down through the crystal and the next seed bead. So once you're here, then you need, oh, I've run out of crystals. So once you're here, then you need to pick up your next green crystal. Coming out of this seed bead, you're going to go down through this one opposite it in the same direction. So you come down through that bead. Oops. Make sure that the crystal sits on the top, and then you're going to go down through the crystal next to it. So there we have our first little holly leaf unit, and I'm going to show you one more time how to do the little red part, and then it's the same thing all the way along. So pick up 4 red beads, go down through that crystal that you're coming out of, go through the first red seed bead. On the bottom you're going to pick up the crystal and go through the next seed bead, pick up a green crystal on the side and go through the next red seed bead, and pick up a red crystal on the top, go down through the next red seed bead, And then you're going to move your thread through that green crystal and that next red seed bead. Then you're going to pick up another red crystal, and coming out of this seed bead in that direction, you're going to go through the one opposite in the same direction. So you come down through that red seed bead, make sure the crystal sits on the top, and then down through the green crystal. Now you're ready to carry on adding units. So I do 2 green followed by 1 red followed by 2 green, and you can change that up if you'd like to. So now you need to keep doing that same thing all the way along until you get the length that you need for your bracelet. So once you've got the length that you need for your bracelet, then we're going to add the clasp. So it doesn't matter whether you finish on a red or a green unit, because you'll always have finish with this green crystal, no matter which way you do it. So you're going to pick up 2 green beads and your first half of your clasp, and it doesn't matter which way you pick it up because this bracelet has a side with no crystals on the top and it has the side where the crystals are on the top, and of course you want that side to be showing when you wear the bracelet. So when you put your clasp on, you just need to think about which way you put it onto your needle so that when you fasten it on whichever side you like to fasten it, that it's going to show the right side up. So just think about that when you put your clasp on. So you're going to pick up your 2 beads and your clasp, and 2 more green seed beads, and then you're going to sew back through that green crystal on the other side to bring them to a loop, and then I'm going to sew through those beads a few times just to make it really secure. Then you're going to move through your bracelet, and I always tie my knots on the bottom. So move through your bracelet and tie your knots underneath here where you won't be able to see them, and then cut your thread. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I've moved along a little bit. I'm coming out of this crystal here. I'm going to take my needle under that little group, pull it through till I have a little loop. I'm going to go through that loop twice and then pull it right down until I feel the knot tighten, and then move your needle along. You should never cut your thread right by a knot or it might unravel. Thread your needle onto your tail thread at the other end, and you're just going to do the same thing. So pick up 2 green seed beads, the other half of your clasp, and 2 green seed beads, and you're going to go back into that crystal the opposite side to where your string is coming out of. Pull it through into a circle, and I'm going to circle through those beads on my clasp again a few times so that it feels nice and tight and secure. And then do exactly the same thing again by moving your thread through the bottom of the piece and tying your knots, and then we'll be all finished. Okay, so once we've tied off our knots, then that's our bracelet all finished. And this is what it looks like close up. Really sparkly, fun for Christmas. So I think you could even do this as a choker if you wanted to, or you could do it as a long necklace, but you'd have to put crystals on both sides. So that's the finished bracelet, and I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please comment down below what else you'd like to see, and like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see more of my videos, and follow me on Instagram at Beading by Hannah. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!